Hello, the video that you are about to watch entails me solving and going through the clues and deductions of Murder in the Motel Hunt a Killer box game. There are spoilers and revelations and stuff included, so if you want to do this one yourself, I recommend that you skip this one and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. You've been warned. Okay, hello my humans. I'm really excited. This might be a bit of a long intro. I'm sorry about that. Might be a couple minutes in, but I had a plan. I went to work. Now, when you're seeing this is March, but I realize that there's like still Christmas stuff in my background. That's because when I'm actually filming, it's January 2nd, going on January 3rd. It's almost midnight. It might actually be midnight. I'm not 100% sure. Anywho, it was my first day back to work today, and I was in the most boring job, the one that I dislike the most. I'm in a little 3x3 area taking silicone strips, and they were the black silicone strips, and it gets everywhere. Look, it's all over my sleeves. It's all over my papers and my notebook. It gets literally everywhere. It got all over my book. Got all over the top of the book. Anywho. And it's kind of like the adult version, a very boring, not fun version of Play-Doh, where you push it into the tube and you can make noodles or whatever. That's kind of what I was doing. And it's just 8 hours of me going, watching the strip go down, new strip go in. And so, since it's a boring, mundane, redundant job, like that's one of those jobs they should recognize, I think. Anywho. So I was sitting there and I was coming up with ideas, and I was doing, January, February, and I went right into April. I skipped over March because even though this year on a lot of leap years, Easter falls in March, usually it's an April thing. And other than that, there's like St. Patrick's Day, but majority of the time that's on a weekday, not a weekend. And this year it's on a Sunday. I can't be getting drunk on a Sunday. So anywho, I was thinking, it's because March is so boring. But then I was like, well, maybe it's boring to other people too. I need to find a way in the YouTube videos to make March more fun. How can we do that? And I was like, what starts with an M? Mystery March. So that's where we are. Sorry for the long intro. Mystery March is what we're in, and I'm so excited. I'm so motivated. Ooh, another M word. Good job, FCA. We're going to get into it. So I came up with a whole bunch. I was like just the brainstorming. It was happening. It was big. There was lightning. It was cool. Here we are. So in Mystery March, I was thinking about calling it Murder Mystery March, but I want to make sure to open up to other things that aren't just murder. It makes it a lot more not so murdery and more fictional murdery too. I also went through the writing prompt books. I'm saying that I did. I'm going to go through those. So for today's thing, to start off Mystery March, I got one of these for Christmas. And it's Murder in the Motel, and it's a Hunt a Killer mystery box. So I thought it would be super fun to do this on camera and like do it kind of with you guys. And I hope that this is fun. I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to open this and we're going to get started. Mystery March begins. Yeah, I didn't stop. I still don't have a button or a real camera. Okay, we're going to open the box. I had to get the plastic off. All right. I've never seen any of this before. All right, so we got a thing. I don't know what this thing is, but it's a game manual. Okay, there's a manual. Let's look at the manual. We're gonna look at the manual. Okay, so here's the inventory list. I will put this up here so you can pause and read that if you want to. I'll double check that we have everything, but let's see. The objective is to identify Julian Ford's killer. Working alone or as a part of a team, kind of both in this case. Accomplish this, you'll need to carefully reach each of the documents in the box, examine the items as evidence, and make deductions. All right, cool. Only one suspect will fit all three categories of means, motive, and opportunity. Okay, so we need those three things. Setting up, make sure that contains all of the items. Several of the objects are locked in a tin. Let's see, discover how to open the tin. Oh, we have to discover how to open the tin. There will be 2 pieces of evidence inside. In the addition to the items and documents in the box, you may want some means of taking notes. Okay, so I have my notebook. There's some empty pages in there, and I have a pencil with an eraser. Okay, throughout the investigation, you'll need to go over those things and interacting with the items in this case. Okay, cool. Organizing the items that feels most comfortable to you. I might have to change my setting. Let's see. So we're going to be given a document by somebody called Michelle Gray, who was an investigator, and it has some ways to help solve a... All right, so there was also, I was just reading the rest of the stuff to see if there was anything to share. There was a hint thing saying that everyone has something to say about where they were when Julian died. Is there some way to track people's movements to see where they really were? And there's also a way if we need help, or specifically if I need help, where we can kind of check in and get non-spoiler clues if we need to. We need the means, so the method of murder, the motive, the reason why they attacked Julian, and opportunity. They had to have had time to be at the scene at the time of death. So we need to create a timeline for all of that. So typical murder mystery stuff. I went through and double checked. We have all of the paper items. We also have the locked tin box. So we're going to have to find the code. So it's one of these padlock things, which I'm really good at. You know how many times I was late to class trying to do the locker lock? I'm getting trauma. And they said there's a turtle in a pouch. And there is indeed an adorable, look at him. There's a little turtle in a pouch. Does the turtle have to stay in the pouch? Let's leave the turtle out of the pouch. I feel bad leaving him in the pouch. And that seems to be it. Okay, so we have our stuff. And it seems that we can just get started. So to try to not make these forever long, there might be 2 or 3 of these. So these are going to be longer videos. So yeah, we just kind of get started, and then then there's just some stuff like where you can get more things. All right, so let's start with, so this is the solutions envelope. When we're ready for that, we'll get to the end. So here we go. We have the Gray Investigations letter. So yeah, spoilers coming up sometime, just so you know. Let's see. Hello, investigator. I appreciate your help with this case. The victim is a 32-year-old male named Julian Ford, a contractor from California whose body was discovered at the Sunset Motel in Garfield, Nevada. It's a small, dusty town about an hour outside of Reno. Reno? You'll learn more from my contact, Veronica Rodriguez, and her neighbor, Eugene Young. I'll let Veronica's letter explain their story such as it is. Okay? The police are looking for Chad Wilhelm, and their prime suspect, that's their prime suspect. However, Ms. Rodriguez has some insight that causes her to doubt Mr. Wilhelm's involvement in the homicide. Miss Gray's opinion is leave no stone unturned. That's what it says. Okay. I pulled in a favor to get the Garfield PD to hand over up the police report. It's not complete yet since they haven't caught Mr. Wilhelm, but it should give you a better understanding of the basic facts of the case. Okay, there are a lot of moving parts, but don't get discouraged. There are a variety of resources at our disposal. It might be helpful, but to establish a timeline of events, start by reading through what the guests said they were doing, check those stories against time records provided by the police, and then figure out who had the motive. The murder weapon hasn't been found yet. Let's see. If you can figure out what it is, that should be a huge help in the investigation. Ms. Rodriguez was stuck in limbo. Crack the case. You can save her. Good luck. All right. So that's our investigation letter. And this is a lot of intro stuff in this one. I realize that. Okay, so let's write down Mr. Wilhelm. Okay, we'll write down Mr. Wilhelm. I ate some leftover meatballs when I got home because I was really hungry, and I'm starting to think that was a bad idea. My tummy is now revolting. Anyway, let's continue with our murder investigation. There was no reason for me to say that. I was just like, tummy. Okay, dear Miss Grace, please help me. Someone close to me was murdered. Julie and I met when he was hired to fix up this motel. He looked like an average, hardworking guy, but I knew he had the soul of an artist. He saw something in me too. I think something more than just another housekeeper. Okay, so this is a housekeeper. Julian was different from my ex, Chad. Ooh, you were with a Chad. Okay, so I almost married Chad until he tried to rob a bank. Okay, that's a red flag for sure. Now he's the main suspect in Julian's murder. Wait, I thought Wilhelm was the main suspect. His name Chad Wilhelm. Okay. Oh, so that was an ex who was getting close to Veronica. All right. Okay, so I misunderstood that. I thought that Veronica was like an assistant, a police assistant. She's apparently just the contact because she was close. I'm tired. Midnight Mystery, though. The day before everything went wrong, Chad surprised me with a visit. He said he was out on parole, which now I know was a lie. When the cops showed up here after Julian was killed, Chad stole my car and took off. They still haven't found him. Meanwhile, the cops keep coming around my place asking if I know where Chad is and why he killed Julian. I don't know anything. They say that if I don't help them, they'll throw me in jail. But I didn't do anything. You can't throw somebody in jail because somebody who killed them threw the car. What, guilt by association? That's not okay. Maybe the cops will finally leave me alone if you can help me figure out what happened that day. I thought Chad was in his room the whole time, but he could have slipped out at some point. I just don't know when. Okay, so she's really thinking that it's this Chad Wilhelm guy. My neighbor Eugene is a pretty observant guy who writes songs about the guests who come through here. I think his lyrics will give you more insight into the people who were here the weekend Julian died. There are some things that belong to Julian too, like his keepsake box. Okay, Eugene found it in the riverbed, which I just don't get. Julian kept what he called little memories in there. I don't think he would have thrown it away like that. Please, you have to help me. I don't want to go to jail. I want to be far away from all of this. Sincerely, Veronica. Okay. Okay, so we have this. I don't know what this is. This looks like the. Let's look at the song lyrics. So, here we go. Go ahead and take a pause there to check it out. Left, right, and left again. She's got no time to fall in. Lines and lines of words, figures, and numbers. She got a kid back home, darling baby girl, all grown up, and the world just out of reach if mom can't bring bank home or back home. Can't bring bank home. What does that say to you guys? Okay, so that's one of the guests. Here's another notebook thing of Eugene. So this one's a little harder to read. It says hunting coyotes. The sun was going down, and a man without a crown was clutching to a leash and an empty collar. He thought the coyote was mild, but let me tell you, she was wild, not at all the type to come back at a holler. Well, the man hunts the coyote, or the coyote hunts the man, but I'm betting that sly coyote, she's got a plan. That man cannot reckon. Maybe I just got no rhythm. Okay, so there's song lyrics. I'm looking at the list. On the napkin, a notebook, paper, and a receipt. Where's the receipt? Hold on. San Pedro's hot dogs. Okay, oh, here we go. Okay, here's the lyrics for this. He's a miser, that's old captain, who keeps to his quarters on a ship in sand, and if he don't pay his crew, they'll anchor that old ship down. Then no one gets the treasure, but the crew gets out of town, and he won't pay his crew anything they're due. He's owed me $50, 5 years now. Sure. Okay, so what I put down was there's a man and a woman who are dating, and the woman doesn't want to be held down, a wild woman, a working mom with a daughter, and then a male employer who doesn't pay fairly and who owes money. So let's check out the room invoices to see if the lyrics match up anybody. Okay, so for 2 nights, there was, 2 nights, 2 keys, 2 movie rentals, and a refund for a late checkout. All right, so 2 people were staying in room 104. So I'm trying so hard to read this. Room 104 was a Friday, Saturday rental. Then room 103 was a Saturday, Sunday rental, 2 nights with 1 key. I can't read these little signatures like they're just scribbles. Let's see, 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with 1 key and a replacement key, and several movie rentals and a mini bar. 2 nights for room 102, and the other one was room 105. Sorry if I didn't say that. 1 key. Okay. Hold on. Discrepancy. Room 104, it says that it was there for 2 nights, for Friday and Saturday, and they offered a late checkout, but it said they refunded the late checkout, but then there was a movie rental on Sunday at 12 in the afternoon. So there was a lost key card, and somebody had to have a replacement card from room 105. Here's a family photo. Ish. We have a do not disturb sign, but it says, I'm stuck in a dream, but so free, please do not disturb. And then there's ready to be cleaned has been crossed out and it says to be me. Okay. We got a paper thing. Chad was apprehended 9 years ago, so this is Chad. Surprising, aren't we? I shouldn't be that judgmental. It's just late. Let's see. Inmate escapes from high desert penitentiary. This just tells information about what he looks like and to report him, and that he was convicted of armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon after the robbery of a bank. Okay, so on the back of this, there's a thing that says Manifest Descati Saloon and Tiki Bar on Monday. Kids eat free with a little exclamation point. And then a giraffe kills somebody. Wallace Gronk was trampled to death when an escaped giraffe ran into his backyard hot tub. Okay? Winifred Gronk was about to join her husband for a romantic evening and watched in horror as the creature stumbled into the tub, frantically attempted to escape, trampling Wallace in the process. While he was screaming and flailing, and it just kept stepping on him. Escaped giraffe. Oh, here's the police report. Oh, there's so much to read. Okay. Okay, so here is the fake crime scene photo. You can pause it if you need to. I don't want to hold it up there for too long in case YouTube gets like iffy about it. Okay, so the murder was reported at 3:52 p.m. on Sunday. They arrived at 4:26 p.m., roughly half an hour later, and they met the owner, Stuart Dance, in the parking lot. Now, Stuart Dance could be the person who doesn't pay people enough. He owns the hotel. He's in charge of stuff. So, there could be that. They went to room 106, which was apparently the death place. There was no sign of forced entry detected on the door or frame, so that means somebody had to use a key card. So according to the police report, the description of the room says that there was a toolbox and it was under construction. Okay, so Veronica found the body at around a little after 3:30. She had returned from a long lunch, and she went to go speak with Mr. Ford, who was doing work on the room. Okay, so then when Ms. Rodriguez, who had reported it, and the owner called 911, she was talking to them about finding Mr. Ford in the room at 3:30. And then Chad Wilhelm was seen running out of room 102 by one of the officers, and Veronica identified him, and one of the officers went off to go chase him. He was coming out of room 102. And so this was about 5:09 p.m. by this time, and an intoxicated man then approached the other officer from the pool deck and said he was Richard Cogswell. Now, intoxicated man. The mini bar was used heavily in room 105. So Richard Cogswell must have been in room 105 based on that. Let's see. Wilhelm had gotten into a car that Veronica identified as hers, and Mr. Cogswell said that he's seen the car being used by Ms. Rodriguez earlier in the day. He said that he saw her leave around 1:30 p.m. and he had gone to the fitness center. So 1:30, Cogswell from room 105 said that he saw Ms. Rodriguez leave and that he went to the fitness center, and he also reported that his wife's turtle was stolen. Stolen and found turtle. Explains why there was a turtle. Doesn't explain anything else. Okay, so here's something. Here's a map. So, check this out here. You can pause that if you need to. It's on the back of this Eugene launch party ad at the Ambitious Card Casino. So he was going to be singing there. And he also leaves a note that says, "Gumshoe, Julian was a good kid, and I think he could have had a future in songwriting if he could only figure out the structure. I hope that this map counts for something. I wish I could tell him I'll miss him. Get the bleep that did this, Eugene." Okie dokie. We're going to try. And I'm going to try to use the stop button appropriately. Okay, let's get through this police report and then we'll end it. Okay, so Eugene Young, the one who did this, told the officers that he saw some promise in Mr. Ford and that he had just come from the casino. And then he excused himself to his room. He's a long-stay guest at the motel. And Mr. Ford had been working at the motel for 2 months. Let's see. Candace White said that most of the day she was in the business center making phone calls and working through emails. She appeared worried and said that it was because of a commercial real estate job related issue. So hold on. Someone called Real Businesslike was in room 103. We'll cross-reference things next time. I'm just so tired. I just want to get through this. Buck Crabtree said he was at the casino from early morning around 11:30 and tried to capitalize on good luck from the poker tournament he had won the day before. He returned to the motel because his wife asked him to find his daughter's lost good luck charm. So they must be the obnoxious family in room 104. Candace said she'd never met the victim. Mr. Crabtree said that he only met the victim to check on the AC unit. After that encounter, Mr. Crabtree went back to the casino, and they checked with the casino the ambitious card that Mr. Crabtree had won the tournament and had received a key to the casino as a prize. The other two Crabtrees said that Ava and Olivia, the daughters Olivia, that they went to a volleyball tournament in Reno and said that after the tournament she took her daughter to get ice cream and didn't know the victim. And then the other officer said that she lost the other suspect, Chad Wilhelm, and at 6:30 the body was cleared and taken to the morgue. Okay, so that's it for part 1. I will see you for Mystery March next time. I might try to return to this immediately tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. I'll check in with you. I hope that you enjoy this. I'm excited about it, even though I'm tired right now. I will see you all, and you can work through things on your own. Please don't provide spoilers, but if you have ideas, I don't mind doing that. But if you already did this or whatever, you want to check into the thing to get the revelation, you certainly can on your own. Just don't spoil it for us here. But if you have some ideas, go ahead and you can put those below. And I will see you in the next one. Actually, I suppose because I'm doing this way ahead of time, you can spoil whatever you want for me. Because I'm doing this in January. Bye.